So one time I saw those incredible illustrations by Eugene Artist, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, on Instagram that depicted the characters from My Little Pony as Monster High students. This inspired me to create my own versions of the main six at Monster High, but instead of drawing them, I made custom dolls. I've already made Twilight, the daughter of the witch, and Pinkie Pie, the daughter of the Harlequin demon. I plan to make all of the main six, and maybe also the princesses. Now I'm working on Fluttershy. I think that the monster that would suit her best is a nymph, which are creatures that appear in many different mythologies in some form. For instance, the Slavic Rusałka. I'll be working on this creator monster G1 doll from my personal collection. I've already started working on her blouse and removed her hair. First, I'll be removing the old paint from her wig cap with acetone and painting it light pink to match her hair that I will later reroute the wig with. Next, I need to paint her body yellow to match Fluttershy's original color palette. I've never done this before, but I'm following a tutorial I saw on TikTok, created by Sylphic Studios. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. So I need to clean the body first with acetone to get rid of any marks or stuff like nail polish and such. And I have no idea why she's so dirty. I'm also removing her factory paint with acetone. I like her sculpt because she has high cheekbones, vampire/elf-like ears, and I think that in general her features suit a nymph well. Then I've sprayed the body parts with Mr. Super Clear and used an acrylic paint mix diluted with water to paint her body as well as her head. I've used these colors to mix a pale yellow, reminiscent of Fluttershy's coat. I'm also painting the translucent part of her wig cap that I want to reroute with hair. The most important thing here is to make brush strokes at the same direction. I'm not painting the joints because the paint will just chip anyway, because of the friction that happens when you move the doll's body around, for instance, to pose her and stuff like that. The head was definitely the most difficult to paint evenly. I've ended up doing 4 layers of paint and 2 layers of Mr. Super Clear, one at the start and the other after the first 2 layers of paint. The body came out really nice, I think, but the head is less even, and if you look closely you can see some imperfections. But I'm content with it, since it's my first time ever changing the scale color of a doll. I've ended ended up doing another 2 layers on the head, this time painting horizontally instead of vertically, but honestly I'm not sure if it changed much. To seal the body I'm using the satin varnish, diluted with a bit of water. It's time to reroute. I'll be using these 2 shades of pink to create some dimension to Fluttershy's hair. And I've created this triangle part because I want to give her curtain bangs, and this will make it easier to grab the correct amount of hair later when I'll be cutting it. Bangs are kind of a necessity since the doll has a wig cap, and I need her hair to cover her forehead because she would look crazy otherwise. Here I'm securing the rooted hair with some all-purpose glue. So I wanted her to be taller than the other dolls, and I thought that I could just cut her thighs and then cut the same part from other spare thighs that I have and glue them together to elongate her legs. But right as I was about to cut the doll's original thighs, it dawned on me that what I'm doing does not make any sense at all, and that no matter how I would assemble the leg parts together, they won't be even. So I've scrapped that idea and just assembled the doll as she was. I've started on her face up. I'm using pastels, acrylic paint, acrylic pencils and also this metallic marker. I like to wet my acrylic pencils and just kinda scribble with them on my hand, so the pigment mixes with the water and creates this paint-like texture, which you can apply with a tiny brush. I find that it gives you a very smooth result. She kinda reminds me of Venus. Now I'm using these paints to mix a color for her eyes. She's done. I've added her lashes and a fang to accentuate her monster nature. Time to work on her feet. She'll have a denim skirt that I will accessorize later. Wish I could tell you how to make the clothes, but I'm not that good at sewing yet, and the skirt was actually made by my mom, and as for the top, I just kinda followed the pattern of an original Monster High top, and eyeballed it for the most part. And now I'm sewing the sleeves onto her top. In the process I thought of elongating her hands instead of her legs, so she will look less human and more like an ethereal but also dangerous creature of the woods. And I've decided to give her extra limbs, since you can mix and match the created monster parts as you wish and they fit perfectly together. And I'm not painting them because they will be forever hidden by her blouse anyways. And now it's time to accessorize. I have some nymph and Fluttershy themed beads and other accessories that I want to use. I've even bought fake moss to use on her skirt and shoes. Here I'm making her earrings. And finishing her shoes. They originally belonged to a G3 budget Clio and they were a bit too big, but I wanted something that will add to Fluttershy's height, so I will just glue the shoe straps together and it will be fine. I'm also making her some jewelry with old necklaces that I don't wear anymore. And to pierce her ears, I'm using a rerouting tool. And then to finish the earrings, I've used this jewelry wire. Wait, why is she kinda serving the bold look? I kinda wish that she could stay like that, but she needs her iconic pink hair, so let's get back to work. So, to give her curtain bangs, I've tried following Brad Mondo's tutorial, but it did not end well for me, as you can see here, and the bang did not want to curl in the slightest. So I just tied the longer pieces and attached them behind her ears, and additionally tied them together with a piece of thread at the back of her head, so they stay in place. And for her bangs, I just used some hair gel to make them stay in place and tied a piece of thread to secure them while they cure. Oh, I've also made her back. And finally, I have found this little bunny that I have been looking for like 2 days. I remembered that I have him from my childhood and he's perfect. He's a perfect fit for Fluttershy's pet angel. He looks almost identical. He just needs a little clean and I need to repaint his nose. Okay, everything's done now. Time for the reveal.